Good day, everyone. Our topic for today is photo imaging and post processing by Honorable Jake L. Villegas Joshua P. and Manaman Ayan R. Next. Objectives. At the end of this lesson, the students should be able to define photography terms and the effect each adjustment has on the image. Make basic photo edits and keep image quality. Learn the workflow of post processing.
So, dao tayo, what is photography? Photography is an art form like drawing and painting. Photographers use their camera to make us see life in a different way, feel emotions and record stories and events. Greek for painting with light and can be considered both an art and science. The world's first photograph taken with a camera was captured in 1826 by Joseph Nicephore. I don't know how to pronounce it. He took the photo from the upstairs window of his home in the Burgundy region of France. The image was made using a method called heliography. This process involved coating a piece of glass or metal with a substance called bitumen or of Judea, which hardened depending on how much light it received. This is the first photograph taken with a camera was captured in 1826 by Joseph Nicephore-Niepce. There are three basic types for of photography: landscape, portrait, and documentary. Next, next discussion.
Landscape photography is a photograph of the environment. It could be the forest, mountains, oceans, or your backyard. Landscape photography is a photograph of the outdoors. It could be the land, water, buildings, etc. Ansel Adams is a famous landscape photographer. Here is one of his images.
So, the next is portrait photography. It's a type of photography that focuses on capturing the personality, emotions, and unique characteristics of a person or group, often highlighting their face and expressions. It can be taken in various settings, such as studios or outdoor locations, using natural or artificial lighting to enhance the subject's features. This style of photography is commonly used for professional headshots, family photos, passions, or artistic projects. Here's the examples of portrait photography. Next.
So, second one is documentary photography. It's a style of photography that captures real life events, environments, and moments to tell a story or document reality. It often focuses on social, cultural, or historical topics, aiming to provide an honest and objective representation of the subject. This type of photography is commonly used in journalism, research, and storytelling to highlight important issues or preserve history. These are the three examples of the documentary photography.
Exposure. In photography, it refers to the amount of light that reaches the camera's sensor or film to create an image. It determines how bright or dark a photo will appear. Exposure is controlled by three main settings: aperture, shutter speed, and ISO. Aperture, the size of lens opening which controls how much light enters. Shutter speed, the length of time the camera shutter remains open. ISO, the sensitivity of the camera sensor to light.
Next.
Next is overexposed versus underexposed. The photography triangle. A correct exposure is a simple combination of three important factors: aperture, shutter, speed, and ISO. Aperture and depth of field. The aperture does more than just control the amount of light that hits the sensor. The size of the aperture affects the way an image looks well. Specifically, it affects the depth of field you can achieve. Depth of field is an expression describing how much of a photo is in focus. If you use a large aperture, a smaller f number, you get shallow depth of field, which means that if you take a portrait photo, your subject will be in focus, but the background will be out of focus. Aperture are measured using f-stops. Show us f.
Let's proceed to shutter speed. The function of the shutter mechanism is to admit light into the camera and onto the digital media or film for a specific length of time. B equals bulb. Note, faster shutter speed means less light on the image sensor, slower shutter speeds mean more light. Shutter speed in motion capture control the amount of time the shutter or curtain is open. Shutter speed is measured in fraction of seconds. Depending on the camera, it may show the shutter speed without the numerator, or i.e., 250 instead of 1 over 250. A doubling, a doubling or halving of the time value represents one step of EV. Like with aperture, shutter speed affects more than just the amount of light. It also affects motion in photo, which makes sense when you think about it. Your camera chip is measuring light as long as the shutter is open. If the shutter is open for a second, and if scene changes in the duration of that second, the light reflecting of your subject will also move across the frame. This is the photo of the fast shutter speed photography. Next,
Lighting. Lighting direction. The direction the light comes from can make the image seem flat or three-dimensional. Front lighting is easy to photograph, but images are generally flat. Top lighting, such as from the sun overhead, also make image flat and shadows are short and dark. Side lighting will emphasize texture and contours and create long shadows.
let's discuss it.
The next is yan na may next.
Uh,
Lighting color. The color of light is measured by temperature in Kelvin. Natural light chances through the day, and humans respond psychologically to different colors. Therefore, the color of a photo will affect the emotions response. Light that is in the reds, orange, and yellows is said to be warm. Conversely, cool light is blue is tone. Here's the example of photo of lighting color. Next.
the post processing is process of editing the data captured by camera while taking the photo of to enhance the image. Better the data captured during clicking of photo, better is the enhancement possibility. There is more and more camera which have come into market which can capture raw files. Raw files have much more data at pixel level which can help in post processing and enhancing the image. Post processing can surely help in enhancing the image but might not able to convert a really bad exposure to excellent one. There are various stages of post processing based on what is the final result that one wants to achieve. Fine tuning of profile. The second one is converting raw file to easily readable formats like JPG, PNG, and TIFF. The third one is editing of JPG to remove unwanted features. The last, mixing of various files to achieve creative result.
Workflow of post-processing. There are a lot of changes possible during post-processing. Sequence of these changes is important as change made at one stage can affect the effectiveness of next stage. Most of the software are also organized in a fashion to guide the users through a smooth workflow. Few actions can achieve great results when applied in raw file. This can also yield the result in JPG files in case you do not have raw file. Some of actions that may be preferred while editing raw file are exposure value adjustment, white balance adjustment, hue and tone adjustment, highlight and shadow recovery, vibrance and saturation adjustment, and crafting and rotation.
Some of the some of the actions that can be done at RAW or JPG stage are noise reduction, sharpening. Some of the actions that are prepared after conversions to JPG files are red eye removal, local touch up of cloning to erase unwanted object in frame, adding of frame, mixing with other JPG files like changing the background.
These are the references of the photo imaging. You can Google it or open it. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
So thank you po.